In this video, we'll be discussing about the endpoints which have been created for this particular project, Symmetry-aware-actor-critic for 3D molecular design. Uh, this project falls under the problem statement of de novo drug design, that is generating novel molecules. So in this paper, authors provide us a novel technique to create molecules in 3D space, which are and the model which generates these molecules in 3D space is symmetry aware. That is, the molecules which will be generated are rotationally equivalent. So to use this model, authors use a previously existing method called covariant, and they built this their architecture on top of it. So for our case, we want the model to generate us different types of molecules based on the bag which we give as an input. So in this case, the bag will be like a parameter. In this paper, the authors have tried different types of bag, like stochastic bag, stuff like that. So when we're trying to create endpoint, one endpoint we would create would be two. Okay, let's just directly get into the endpoints. So for this project, we created four endpoints. One is the train. So the train endpoint, whenever we make a post request for the train endpoint, we pass the train parameters command as an argument. And once we execute the command, the training starts. So as you can see, the response from the server will look something like training started. And after the training has started, we can get train information. So train information, basically whenever we send a request to this API call, we send an API call to this endpoint, we get the current epoch, the current blah blah blah, like training loss and all that stuff like that. So we get a state of the current latest epoch information basically. And we have eval plot. So eval plot will plot the model which has been trained so far, like that will include our loss curve and all the stuff like that. And we have another endpoint, eval structures. Eval structures will take the current model and it will try to generate molecules, and the molecule generated will the structure generated will be presented in a .xyz file format. So this is the response which we get. So the response looks like structure eval.xyz. So this is the uh, .xyz format which we can visualize in PyMol to actually visualize the molecules generated. So for this project, we have these four system calls. These four API calls. And as for the majority of the code walkthrough, as we can see, the majority of the code base, like all the scripts which a user which you wants to use this application will be using are present in the scripts, and the majority of the stuff like model declarations and model functions are present in the Molchim library, and models has our model checkpoints and stuff like that. And results will store the results directly, and this results is what will be used by our the endpoints which are at the end, like eval plot and eval structures. They need the results to be created before. So yeah, these are the four endpoints which have been created for this particular project.